Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, home of cheesesteaks, the Liberty Bell, and a radical group with a penchant for composting toilets. That last one would be Move, founded by John Africa. No, not Africa. Move preached a back-to-nature philosophy. Think composting, raw food, and a healthy distrust of authority. All noble in theory, right? Well, their neighbours might disagree. See, Move wasn't exactly known for their HOA etiquette. Loud protests, confrontations with the police. Let's just say they weren't winning any quietest block in Philly awards. Tensions escalated, and by the 1980s, Move was public enemy number one, probably with a catchy theme song to boot. Now you might be thinking, hey, composting toilets don't justify a police raid, and you'd be right. But this wasn't just about compost. Move members were accused of weapons violations, making threats, and generally being a nuisance. Were these accusations always accurate? Debatable. Did it give the city an excuse to crack down hard? Absolutely. May 13th, 1985, not exactly a banner day for Philadelphia. After a tense standoff, the city decided to get creative in their approach to conflict resolution. We're talking dropping a bomb on a residential neighborhood, as one does. The target, Move's fortified compound. The result? 11 people dead, including 5 children. Oh, and over 60 homes burned to the ground. Because when you're aiming for peace, it's always best to go big or go home, right? Here's the kicker. The fire department, they were told to let the fire burn, let that sink in for a moment. A fire started by thee was allowed to rage out of control, destroying an entire neighborhood. But hey, at least those pesky composting toilets were finally dealt with. In the aftermath, Philadelphia did what it does best: deny, delay, and deflect. A commission called the bombing unconscionable, which in government speak means we really messed up, but we're not admitting to anything. Millions were paid out in settlements because nothing says we're sorry like a giant check with a non-disclosure agreement attached. Years passed, apologies were eventually mumbled, but the sense of injustice lingered. And then, just when you thought this story couldn't get any more absurd, remember those victims of the bombing? Well, it turns out their remains weren't exactly treated with the respect and dignity you'd expect. In 2021, the Penn Museum, that bastion of anthropological enlightenment, admitted to having some of the remains in their possession. Awkward, but it gets worse. In 2024, they found even remains. Apparently, doing a thorough inventory wasn't high on their to-do list. The museum apologized profusely, promising to do better, because treating the remains of bombing victims like misplaced library books is all part of their commitment to ethical practices. The Africa family, who had been fighting for justice for decades, were understandably outraged. They'd been told their loved ones' remains were accounted for, and now this? It was like a cruel joke, only nobody was laughing. The city braced for more lawsuits, more protests, more reminders of that dark day in 1985. Because in Philadelphia, some wounds never truly heal. They just get buried under layers of bureaucracy and forgotten boxes in museum basements. Plug in, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be the first notified for new content.